It's the first game of 2025 here at home for the Sun Devils and a familiar opponent for ASU as they take on in-city rivals of GCU. Welcome out to Tempe, Arizona. I'm Ryan Sirk, joined alongside Brett Vaughn. Brett, how are you doing today?
Good, really excited. I could sense it with the players during warm-ups. They're excited, first home game of the year, and it's in the big barn here at Mullet Arena.
And there's no better place to play hockey here in Arizona other than Mullet Arena. So we are in store for what should be a fantastic game between two bitter rivals. So Brett, give me two things, one for each team that each team should focus on today.
Yeah, talking with head coach Austin Klein before the game, Arizona State went on a tough road trip against a good hockey program in the ACHA against University Central of Oklahoma, and they ended up sweeping on that road trip. And so some good momentum coming into tonight's contest for Arizona State. One of the things we'll be looking for is for them to play loose, trying to find that sweet spot of not being too loose and careless with the puck, but also not trying to be too tight and not use any of their creativity, especially in the offensive zone, to generate any plays.
And both of these two teams in the top 25, so it should be, as we were talking about on paper, a really good game. ASU ranked 21st in the country, GCU ranked 12th. And again, bitter rivals here at Mullet Arena, a fantastic crowd, so we'll see how that plays into tonight's affair.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, too, we were able to talk with head coach for Grand Canyon University, Danny Roy, and they took a big step up this year. They played their first NCAA Division I opponent against University of Alaska Fairbanks, and they fared really well. He liked the performance they have, and they seem to be carrying that momentum from all the way at the first part of the season into the second part of the season, and really speaks to their ranking at number 12 in the top 20.
And he mentioned how important the second semester was going to be for his side, so a good chance to start off that semester strong and move forward against ASU. All right, let's get started.
Sorry, that one I'm excited for you to take it and say like that, and we'll get to the starting lineup.
No, that's fine. I should have. And we'll get you set for puck drop here tonight. It is ASU taking on GCU here at Mullet Arena. The starters first for the Grand Canyon University Lopes, as sent out by head coach Danny Roy. In goal, it'll be Dmitro Kubritsky with a 4-4 record. We'll get more into him as we go along in the broadcast. The starting three of the three forwards, it's Jacob Cummings, Owen Hansen, and Nash Jakobsma. And behind them, the defensive two, it's Gavin Ukele and Tyler Huffer. I'll be back to in front of the goalkeeper, Dmitro Kubritsky. On the flip side of things for ASU, head coach Austin Klein sends out Jake King, Matthew Gross, and Caden Butler on the front three. Behind them, Ty Marchant and Danilo Savitsky, with Nathaniel Glenn in goal. Nathaniel Glenn, a 3-7-1 record. The native of Cary, North Carolina, will be between the pipes for the Sun Devils. Kubritsky 4-4 from Kyiv, Ukraine, and here we go. Puck dumped down into the ASU side. It'll be an early opportunity for the Sun Devils to get control of the puck. No icing as it's tipped at the blue line. I expect to see the opening couple of minutes, just both teams feeling each other out, see what the other can do in a high-stakes affair here tonight. Puck sent down low again, and we have early changes for both sides as a whole fresh five are back out there for ASU.
Slow start for both teams, kind of feeling their way into this, and usually when you find it with these rivalry-type games, it takes a little bit for both teams to kind of get into the swing of things with so much emotion.
Here's King, and he launches one just past the pipes. It goes beyond the goalkeeper and all the way around the wall. GCU now with a chance before the forecheck by ASU keeps the pressure on. Here's Marchant. He'll have it blocked. And it was a bit of a sketchy affair that time. Marchant had he lost it. And GCU was in on the counter.
A little too much by Ty there. I think if you ask him, he'd agree with me, as he had a couple opportunities to shoot the puck, but ended up getting it blocked when he finally released the puck.
And after that potential turnover, Marchant delivers a heavy blow on Michalik. Now here comes Kuch. He shoots one on target, and then the second opportunity goes flying by the goal. Still scoreless. 2 minutes played so far. And either side able to control the puck for too long. Has a big hit at center ice, results in a whistle blown.
Yeah, looks to be a hit at center ice by Carson Kuch, and he stuck his right knee out there just a little too much. Ended up flipping the GCU player, and so Arizona State's going to be on the penalty kill.
It was a heavy hit, and that's one way to start off a rivalry game, is to lay some lumber. But a penalty issued, and we'll see how the penalty kill can deal with this power play for the Lopes. The first time both of these units sent out tonight. And an early opportunity to keep control of the puck for the Lopes. Here's Ukele. He launches one towards goal. Great save by Glenn. And a chance to clear, and it goes all the way down the ice.
Cleared by the defenseman Keaton Tones, and he's really come on strong, especially into that late first semester, now starting to play a big role here in the second semester, and he's out there doing a good job on the kill.
Puck goes all the way around Glenn's goal. And a 3-versus-1 that time, won by the Lopes, but it goes beyond the blue line, and GCU have to reset once again. More seconds will trick on down as ASU await for another GCU attack. Puck sent down low. Olsen, the first one there for the Sun Devils. Halfway through the penalty already. 3-versus-1 again, as Franklin was the one keeping it down low for ASU. And now Ukele. He shoots one again. This time it's deflected, and ASU can clear again. Here's Friesen. He'll dump it in, and it goes high into the netting. And we have a chance to introduce our third member of the broadcast team, Mark Gutowski. What do you see down there at center ice?
Very fast-paced game. We saw some pretty big hits going on, and obviously one ended up in a penalty for Neen, but obviously these teams both won it. They're fighting out pretty hard.
Both teams have started off pretty well. GCU has been able to get the momentum on their side just because of the penalty against ASU. And we'll see with the final 20 seconds or so if GCU can get one more chance before the power play is over. Nice move near center ice. And again, cleared away by ASU. Penalty down to the final 5 seconds, and ASU should prevail unscathed. Back at full strength, GCU with a dump and chase. Cleared back out to the blue line. Shot by Springs is again deflected, and this one will go all the way around the well as Michalik keeps for the Lopes, but not for too long as it's intercepted and brought back into the neutral zone by Kennedy, who's tripped up and held. It will be a penalty this time against GCU.
Good hustle by Trevor Kennedy for Arizona State as he was trying to win to the race to the puck, and he forced the forward for Grand Canyon University, Tommy Wardas, to hold him, to not allow him to get that loose puck and go on a partial breakaway.
So now the first time we see the ASU power play after getting the penalty killed. Now they're rewarded with a 5-on-4. The draw is won by the Lopes, and it's sent all the way to goalkeeper Glenn, who gets an easy touch on the puck. Here's Butler bringing it across. Now back to Marchant. Gross is upended. Bodies hit the deck. Couple of yells from both faithfuls, both GCU and ASU fans yelling for something, but we continue playing some brutal hockey. Across the neutral zone again, and again dumped this time into the seats. Luckily, no one's on that far side. All the fans in attendance here on the near side, and what has been a great turnout for game 1 of 2. The next game is on Saturday between these two sides. Also here at Mullet, and you can watch it right here as well. Same time, same place, 7 p.m.
And if folks remember last season between these two teams, that was probably the best attended weekend of the year for Arizona State, and so they decided to look for a little more real estate, and so they went on over to the big house right next door to the Community Iceplex.
Halfway through this power play for ASU as it's reset behind Glenn's goal. Haven't had too many opportunities, the Sun Devils, on this power play. Maybe that Newland can change that. He'll dump it all the way around to the far side. Here's Olsen now. Tried to find Newland again, and back to center ice go ASU.
Arizona State still trying to find their rhythm here on the power play. Notably absent from the power play is number 71, Ryan Robinson. Ended up getting injured in early October, and they're trying to make do with these new sets of personnel on the man advantage.
Yeah, we talked with Coach Klein as to what changes have had to be made because a lot of players not available to his disposal here tonight. So we'll see who steps up and what occurs. Here on a shorthanded opportunity is shot over Glenn's goal. A rare chance on the penalty kill. A man down for GCU. As ASU have 10 seconds, this will be the final chance before both teams are back to full strength, or GCU is back to full strength. Penalty down to 3 seconds. Penalty's now killed off. ASU still on the attack. And it's launched towards goal. Goes flying by the left side. Marchant. Down low Duchesne. Marchant then has it popped up. Murphy can't keep it in the attacking half, and he gets a hard hit on him. Changes for GCU. No changes yet for ASU after that power play. And now here come the changes after the puck is dumped down low. Good opportunity to catch your breath. 13 minutes still to be played in this first period. Another chance for the Lopes. Here's Jacobsma. Puck battled for and eventually One by ASU, who can clear the defensive zone. Fight at center ice, and the puck ends up behind Glenn's goal once again. Glenn has had to make a couple of saves so far, but most of the time that he's touched the puck, it's been pretty easy for him. He'll take that all day. Into the neutral zone again, and it just seems ASU can't really get a rhythm going with the puck.
Well, even, Ryan, for both teams, I'd say even GCU, you can put them in that category, as it's been pretty ugly so far. Not too many crisp passes, really just trying to get those pucks forward and ahead.
A rare chance for ASU, but the shot goes around, and a second chance opportunity saved by Kubritsky. His first real call to action here tonight.
And there you see with Arizona State as they broke out, it wasn't really clean through the neutral zone. Phillips just had to chip it past his man to go ahead and get a scoring chance. And Mark, in between the benches, you sense that too. It seems to be a little sluggish by both teams to start out this first period.
Yeah, I mean, plays haven't been picture perfect, but I think obviously it seems like a pretty even match. You were talking, one of them's in 20th, one of them's in 5th, but it looks like a pretty even hockey game so far, but a little sluggish, yeah, a little slow off to the start. But it's starting to get faster as the play goes on.
And that's what's going to happen is once both teams get warmed up and get a feel for things, maybe we'll see some goals. Here's Butler. He can't clear the zone. He got tripped up, but they say so legally. So we keep playing. Opportunity for the Lopes. And a chance at goal. Glenn able to stuff him at the net. And the great save by Glenn to put his glove on it. That was Richard Nelson down low. But Nathaniel Glenn, the first one to it.
Poor change by Arizona State on the defensive end, as it looked to be that the Arizona State forward was going to gain the center ice line to at least get it in deep so they could go ahead and make that change. Both defensemen for Arizona State didn't really communicate or really follow up the play and watch it. Luckily, no goal for GCU.
The Lopes win the draw, and a shot goes flying by again, the right side of the goal this time. Now back into the defensive third for GCU, now into center ice. Big hits again, this time on the near side as Kush had to deal with that one. Over to the far side we go. As a battle for the puck ensues, and GCU can clear. Puck was not tipped, but to wave off the icing goes Husby before a whistle is blown and a penalty called. It seems to be going against ASU as Cade Olson beside himself as to what he might have done.
Ended up cross-checking the GCU player in the back as Olson, it looked like he had the lead to go ahead and get to that puck first to get the icing call, but I think he had in mind more so of watching that GCU forechecker, and he let that man take the puck first, and with that, he was trying to separate the man from the puck, but he did so illegally with the cross-check, so Arizona State back on their second penalty kill of the game, and with so many penalties for both teams, that also will kind of halt the momentum of the period, which is, I think, is part of the reason why it hasn't been really clean by both teams so far.
A chance again for GCU on the power play, as Brett just mentioned. A loose puck will be cleared. Both teams have had a chance at the power play. GCU didn't end up converting really any chances either, as both teams sputtering on the offensive end. ASU will look to clear again as the puck is sent down low. A chance at a shot down in the crease. Glenn is stopped and bodies compile in front of the goal, and the whistle is blown as Glenn was able to freeze the puck right in front of the ASU goal.
Great job by Glenn to keep his discipline. He was able to hug that short side post and not allow Chambers a good scoring opportunity. Arizona State, you like to see them have a little more tightly wound box to really protect the middle of the ice. They allowed Chambers to have all that space to go in on the goaltender, Glenn. Good stop by the ASU netminder.
1:20 to go on the penalty kill for ASU, and that will bring down at least 10 more seconds as it's launched from one side of the rink to the other. That also gives the Lopes a chance to set up a drawn-up play that was probably worked on before tonight's match. As it goes back up top to Gherkin. And now another chance for GCU right in front of the goal. Saved again by Glenn. He has been immense so far in this first period, and he's called into action again as the puck somehow, some way finds its way into Glenn's glove.
Carbon copy of what just happened during the last string of play as, again, Arizona State allowed GCU to get right in the middle of the ice, that prime ice in front of the slot. Glenn coming up big again. You can now see head coach Austin Klein talking with the defensive pair that just got off the ice for Arizona State, of directing them and really enforcing them to try to be harder, especially protecting that middle of the ice in the crease in front.
Puck goes down low. Franklin tried to clear, but it's intercepted well by GCU. Keep the forecheck and the pressure on. Puck at center ice, a one-on-one opportunity for Kylie Ram, who slots it in and scores the opening goal for ASU, shorthanded, and Kylie Ram makes it 1-0 Sun Devils.
Great job by Tyler as he was able to hustle out front, and that put the pressure on the GCU defenseman who was handling the puck at the blue line. Puck ends up taking a good ASU bounce, and he was able to go in on the breakaway and put it upstairs. It wasn't the hardest shot. It was that quick release shot over the blocker side of Kubritsky. And Arizona State, a shorthanded goal of all things. They still have 30 seconds left to kill on this penalty, but you'll take it either way if you're Arizona State.
That's Kylie Ram's third goal of the season. And the penalty now down to 15 seconds. As a swing and a miss by GCU. Yeah, who would have thought the first goal of the game was a shorthanded goal for ASU? Doesn't matter how they go in, as long as they do. And the penalty is killed off with a +1 effectiveness. Behind the net, now it's Cameron. Back to even strength go the Sun Devils. Back at center ice goes the puck. And now Friesen. A 1-on-4. He'll dump it down low for the defenders to get a change. Shot by Savinsky, saved by Kubritsky. Back down low. Great save off the blocker by Kubritsky. Puck back for ASU to set up shop, and the defensive third.
Now we're seeing too, Ryan, with that goal, I think it kind of jolted both teams to pick up the intensity a little bit, as you see GCU now went on the attack on the forecheck.
It does seem like the fast-paced game we had is even faster now after that goal. So GCU will be kicking themselves after giving it up on the shorthand. Back to the field for the ice of play as Olsen knocks down a big hit on Husby. Gross. Back to Husby, who slammed into the back by King. ASU puck once again. Great pass to find Butler. 2-on-1. Butler goes himself and scores once again. 2-0 in a blink of an eye for the ASU Sun Devils. And Caden Butler slots it into the top right corner. It's 2-0 ASU.
All started with a great play in the neutral zone by Grady Franklin for Arizona State. Cade Olsen, as he was able to see Butler was all alone on the far blue line. And a nice tape-to-tape pass allowed Butler to go in, and a couple ASU players were coming straight off the bench, so they were even uncovered, and Butler was able to look off the pass and surprise Kubritsky. Had no chance on the glove side. Beautiful job by Butler, and beautiful skill to put that one away.
Butler played it to perfection for his 7th goal of the 2024-2025 season as the puck is frozen, and we'll send it back down to Mark. Last time we talked to you, it was 0-0. Now it's 2-0 ASU. What have you seen?
I mean, just a fast-paced game overall by ASU. GCU just needs to catch up on this one. I mean, both goals that we've seen are absolutely beautiful. I mean, they got that goalie faked every shot.
Kubritsky really had no chance at either of the two goals. Can't fault him as it's sent back for GCU off the draw. Here's Newland now to collect for ASU. Sun Devils can now relax just a little bit, not get complacent, but now here's Newland. A chance to make it 3, but a great save by Kubrinski as it goes beyond, and we'll have a face-off upcoming.
Credit to the goaltender Kubrinski. He could have gone into a shell as he's already let in 2 goals in the hockey game, but a third one which took a fortuitous bounce in favor of Arizona State as it hit off the skates of the GCU defenseman right to Newland's stick, and he had a grade A opportunity, but Kubrinski keeping this Lopes team into the hockey game only down 2 early in this first period.
Kylie Ram to do the honors of the face-off draw for ASU. The first goal scorer, scored shorthanded. A great start for the Sun Devils as Tonez keeps it in the attacking zone for the Sun Devils. And now puck sent from one side to the other. A chance for GCU, and again called into action, Nathaniel Glenn. Puck sent down low. It'll be icing called as nobody tipped it on the way down. We'll have changes for GCU, not for ASU, as we go down to the attacking zone for GCU as the Lopes have to find something on the offensive side to make this a game once again.
They had a couple of good chances early in the period, but Glenn, with 2 big stops on those GCU forwards, getting carte blanche straight coming out of the corner to have a nice opportunity and shot on him, kept Arizona State into the hockey game, and now Arizona State nursing a 2-goal lead already.
It's all for GCU now. It's all the pressure's on the Lopes as it goes flying by the goal of Glenn, this time to his right. GCU will keep the pressure on. Down low, great pass, turnaround, spinorama. Glenn, bodies hit the deck, and it is cleared at least temporarily for ASU. Here's Lund, maneuvers his way, shoots, and wide once again. This time it's down low, shot. Glenn pokes it and will now freeze it in front of his goal. How much longer can Glenn keep this clean sheet after this sustained pressure that the Lopes are providing?
Ice was tilted there on that last shift, and of course Glenn, best player on the ice, helping out his other 5 players, as he's probably thinking in his mind, hey, hopefully I can get some help from some of my teammates out in front, as he made a couple athletic stops. Tough chances to face as there's a lot of traffic in front.
Another shot. This one goes wide. And now ASU can finally clear the defensive third. Pressure applied. Savinsky then shoots. A lot of traffic in front. Might have bounced off an ASU player that time as Kubrinski just puts a glove on it, flashes the leather, and we'll have another face-off. 5:16 to go in the opening period.
Danilo Sovsky is doing a great job. He's still out here in the offensive zone, the defenseman for Arizona State. He's a freshman coming in this year. And I've already seen a couple plays already doing a great job of trying to open up a shooting lane at the point to get those shots through. And it's tough to do, especially with the guy bearing in on you so fast and quick. But I really liked his poise up in the offensive zone.
Couldn't agree more as GCU come forward with Owen Hansen. He's still got it. He'll go behind the goal. And now back outside is Ukele. Puck almost goes into the seats. Instead, it goes behind the goal of Nathaniel Glenn. Forward again come the Sun Devils. Butler, the second goal scorer for ASU. Now Marchand, great pass down low, but it couldn't be tipped through by King. He shoots it again into the mask of Kubrinski and cleared all the way down the ice. Icing.
I really love that breakout. I think also, too, the Arizona State coaching staff's got to like that breakout, as well as all forwards out right now. Butler, King, and Gross touch the puck as it was started up in their own zone. And with that good one-touch passing, that allowed Arizona State to come in with a lot of speed, and a great scoring opportunity came from it, from the stick of King. Really loved how Arizona State broke out there on that last play.
Jacobsma wins the draw as Olsen gives it over to King. Thought he might have had a shot. Instead, he goes down low to Butler. Back up top, but a loose puck ends up all the way back, and ASU will have to reset things in their defensive third. King, he can't find it. It's taken away by Ukele. Jostle for the puck. Eventually collected by Gross. Now Butler shoots, and a save by Kubritsky. Not an easy one to make going across his body, but he made it nonetheless. Kubritsky, we didn't talk about it. He only allows 2 goals per game, and he's already allowed 2, so we'll see if ASU can put him over to the 3-goal margin or not. A fantastic goalkeeper from the Ukraine with a 4-4 record. Beats the other in-state rival, the bitter rivals of ASU, U of A, on January 10th. Here's Cameron. Great pass, another save, somehow bounced off the skate of Kubritsky. Cameron. And now we're seeing ASU get into a rhythm on the offensive end as changes come for the Sun Devils.
Really impressed so far, especially in the offensive zone, of this quick passing. It's calculated passing. They're not trying to dust the puck off and do anything fancy. It's just been, hey, if I see a better opportunity, I'm going to slide that puck over to my line mate. And Arizona State, because of that unselfishness, generating great offense.
2-on-2 break, but it's defended well by ASU. The back to retreat was Friesen. Don't typically see him too much down on that side of the ice defensively, but good to see him hustling as we get an icing call. And GCU will have it in the attacking third. Send it back down to Mark. It's been a great game so far. I'm sure you have the best view in all of town. You're right at center ice. How have things been down there?
Yeah, I was chatting with some guys before the game, and I like to say I got the best office probably in the world today. Just amazing, hearing the chatter between the benches starting to pick up a little bit, actually. These players are very loud, and the rivalry starting to show through with the words. It's a very interesting view.
You have a great perspective down there. Thanks, Mark, as GCU and now have it in the defensive third after it was cleared away by the Sun Devils. Now ASU at center ice. It's Kush. Almost got the pass off, but still in the attacking zone is ASU. Savinsky, he has it taken away. A breakaway chance for GCU before Marchand comes across and lays the lumber. Still a chance for the Lopes if they hurry. They won't. And the puck ended up in the neutral zone, and they'll have to reset.
Incredible intervention by Ty Marchand. He's also wearing a letter now, wearing that big A on his chest, and he showed some great hustle to come back on the back check and bail out his defensive partner, Sovisky, defensively.
Down low is Olsen for the Sun Devils. 2 minutes to go before the period intermission. The game has flown by. Deflected, swing and a miss, and then it's taken away. Again, the pressure by the Lopes potentially paying off. It hasn't so far, but they've really applied pressure in the attacking zone. Here's Hansen. Now Cummings. Back up top. Traffic in front, but Glenn able to see through it as it bounced off a mask rinkside. And we'll have another face-off.
Took a little bit for both teams to get into it, but as we tick down here late in the first period, it's been great so far for both teams. GCU fighting back a little bit after they've given up a couple goals, but for Arizona State, again, I've been really impressed. We haven't seen them since October of really how polished they've gotten as this season has progressed.
A shot off the face-off, and Glenn able to tip it behind as a battle for the puck ensues. The final minute of the first period. Is there one more twist, or will it end a 2-0 ASU? Sun Devils being methodical, trying to find a way forward. Here's Palmer. Now Tonez, great pass up for Kennedy as the defensive line changes for the Sun Devils. Final 20 seconds before the intermission. Wardis. And a rare chance for GCU is a shot and saved, but the loose puck squirts out and bodies just collide together. And it's eventually whistled dead with 7.3 on the clock. I thought we were just going to watch the first period go by before a giveaway by ASU gave GCU a chance.
Absolutely. It was a 1-on-4 forecheck by GCU as the rest of the team was going for a change. And Marchand was trying to force that puck up on this right side, but it was sealed off by the oncoming forecheckers fresh off the bench for GCU. And that generated a tough opportunity for Glenn to stop, but he did, as he has done in this first period.
A draw won importantly by ASU, as that will see the final seconds tick down, and the first period comes to a close. 2-0 ASU. What were your thoughts of the first 20 minutes of play?
Yeah, again, it took a little bit for everybody to get going, but I think once Arizona State got that first goal with Kylie Ram, I think that energized everybody on both benches, but also to the crowd here inside Mullet Arena. And I think that really lent itself to more energy as we saw in the back half of the period.
Absolutely. That shorthanded goal really sprung ASU forward. And then the other opportunity pretty much 2-3 minutes after was even better. And that's how things end after 20 minutes. So we'll be back after the 15-minute intermission with more ASU hockey on the ACHA YouTube channel. Hello and welcome back inside Mullet Arena for the second 20 minutes of ASU versus GCU in what was a fantastic first 20 minutes that saw ASU take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it took a little bit for both teams to get started in that first 5 minutes, but Tyler Kyram's goal, shorthanded on a breakaway, ended up breaking the game open. And then that allowed both teams to kind of get into it, a little more physicality as GCU sensed that they were down a goal. And Arizona State, with a great passing play by Caden Butler, ended up putting that one home, making it 2-0. And it was really fun to watch. And we also had between the glass, Mark, how did you take that first period in?
Very fast, very physical. I mean, those 2 goals by ASU, it looked like it happened in almost a blink of an eye. First it was 1-0, then you look back, it's 2-0. And then we had that very close opportunity for GCU to make it 2-1, like you were saying earlier on, looking for that chance. Maybe it's 2-0, and I thought it was going to be 2-1. But the goaltender for ASU just played a lockdown game tonight.
Finishing has been the difference so far, whether that be offensively or defensively, but Glenn has been up to the task in between the pipes for ASU as we are ready to play 20 more minutes here in Tempe. Now the 2 goals that were scored by ASU, really no chance for Kubritsky to get to. Right into the top corner. Here's Franklin as he'll dump it down low. And Brett, what do you think is the key now for both of these teams here in the second period?
I think for GCU right now is to try to get some more sustained zone time. They had little spurts in that first period, but I think to maybe give their goaltender a break, but also to get some momentum back on their side is to possess the puck like they are now.
And a shot opportunity. It goes off the pad for Glenn. And a chance to clear for ASU, but we saw a little bit in that first period how GCU kept the pressure on in the attacking zone. And we're seeing that again here to start off the second period.
And GCU is missing a couple players as they're playing, I believe, in Italy currently. And they're 2 top players for GCU. And so it's going to take some of their parts to really make up for their absence.
Another save by Glenn results in another puck frozen by Nate. As we talked about it, both ASU and GCU missing some key players. It's just about a matter of who's going to step up, and so far the ASU Sun Devils have stepped up.
And for Arizona State, I'd like to see them clean up their defensive zone coverage. Glenn's had to bail them out a couple of times in that first period, and Arizona State, they've really done the hard part, which is getting the lead. And so for them, they need to do the easy stuff, which is play good, solid defense in their own zone.
Here's Marchant. A chance for ASU. The first one really of the second period as it goes all the way around again. Leading that charge forward was Butler, who had that chance, a one-on-one versus the goalkeeper in the first period, and he made no mistake about it. Butler again, first one to the puck. He'll get it again now down low. Great pass, but it's tipped away by Kubritsky. And King shoots it into the pad of Kubritsky once again, and Grand Canyon can clear and make some changes. Here's King. 2 minutes played so far here in the second period. A similar start that we saw in the first period. Neither side able to keep the puck for too long. Here's a chance, 3-on-2 if ASU hurry as Cooch sends it into the blocker. Now Marchant back to Cooch and changes for ASU once again. As Grand Canyon will keep it. We saw 3 penalties in that first period as well. The only goal that came off it was the shorthanded one. So the penalty kills have been on point, but more specifically for ASU, it's been on point. Here's Kylie Ram. Saucer pass and a save and a frozen puck by Kubritsky. A great pass, great save as Newland is denied the third ASU goal.
Kylie Ram seems to be really on it tonight. Got that opening goal. short-handed there. He was on his backhand, no less, making a really difficult pass of floating that puck, a saucer pass up in the air, and putting it in an area for his line mate Newland to go ahead and be on the receiving end of it, similar to some of the passes we saw during the college football playoff with Arizona State University just across the way here on campus over at Sun Devil Stadium, as it was almost like a football pass, a pass up in the air, which you normally see in hockey.
It's a great way to describe that one, as a slip creates a chance for GCU. A shot, it goes wide once again, came off the stick of Nayland, as another puck is sent across, and again it's wide. GCU have had a couple of chances with really hard hit pucks. They've just not gone on target. A delayed penalty as GCU will get the goalkeeper to the bench, and a 6-on-5 for the Lopes.
Look to be nailing down for GCU. It's good to see him back up and moving around. As looked to be the penalty was on him, and he got knocked down to the ice.
Cummings. And now ASU finally get a touch on the puck, and the penalty is issued. It'll go against, there's two guys going towards the sin bin. It won't be Olsen, so that means it'll be Wyatt Palmer, the senior defender for the Arizona State Sun Devils. We'll take a 2-minute break.
Yeah, I feel bad for you, Ryan. They kind of faked this out there. Both two Arizona State players were going into the box for only one penalty, and Arizona State's now back on the kill.
And the other guy who we thought was going in clears the puck up, as Cade Olsen will take 20 seconds off the penalty kill. So far, perfect plus that. That's a +1 for the penalty killers. Olsen again collecting. He's surrounded by 3 Lopes, and he'll be content just keeping it down there.
Absolutely, Ryan. He doesn't mind this at all, just taking those seconds off on the penalty.
Puck finally out of that corner, and it goes right back to it. Puck doesn't clear the blue line, and now a chance 5-on-3 as Friesen has to retreat back. Halfway through the penalty kill or the power play, and that will do it. Jacob Cummings gives GCU its first goal of the night, and his 4th goal of the year makes it 2-1. ASU still in front.
Give credit to GCU. They're able to stretch that defensive box out for Arizona State. Ukele on that right side was able to open up that seam pass backdoor to Cummings, and he was left open all alone. Cade Olsen there for Arizona State has to keep that head on a swivel to recognize if somebody's sneaking in behind, and that quick piercing pass by Ukele was able to find his teammate Cummings, and he had no problem putting that one away for his 4th goal of the year.
2-1, we restart play, and a big hit to follow. Maybe a frustrating hit, as ASU can't keep the clean sheet, but a loose stick is in the mix. Now eventually collected, and Glenn will freeze it, and some brouhaha to follow.
Yeah, I don't mind that response from Arizona State, as Glenn looked like to be, he had the puck covered, but referee is right there. Usually when the referee, even if the puck might be live and he can't see it, he'll go ahead and whistle it down. Now he's having a conversation with the Arizona State netminder Glenn of being able to explain why that whistle wasn't called right away. Mark, down there on the bench, did you have a good look at that from that side of the ice, of if that puck was still in play or not?
From what I saw, it looked like it was stuck right between the post.
Absolutely, thanks. That's the great advantage of having Mark down there between the bench.
A 3-on-1 chance for the Lopes to tie it, and they will be denied by Glenn, at least temporarily, who does the full splits, and will keep it at 2-1 for Arizona State.
3-on-1 for GCU. I think they maybe had too many options. Pardon me, 3-on-2 as we see the replay here coming into your living room, as Glenn had to go spread eagle, taking away all parts of the bottom part of the net. And I think the Lopes didn't really know what to do. They had so much time, so many options there that they didn't really get a good opportunity on that rush.
Well, that was the difference between that and the goal that Butler scored. He knew exactly what he wanted to do and executed it to perfection. And that's the only thing separating these two sides now, as the puck goes back to center ice. And on that goal, Glenn really stood no chance either, as Cummings had a wide open goal to aim at.
Too many options, Ryan. Kind of similar to me at Cheesecake Factory. That menu's so long.
Making me hungry up here in the booth. The GCU again on the attack, as Gherkin maneuvers his way. Still, he's got it. And now back up top as the puck goes flying over and in to the stick of Newland, who clears.
After scoring that power play goal by GCU, you could sense a little more energy on that Lopes bench, and it's going to take Arizona State to have at least one or two good shifts to try to pull that momentum back towards their direction.
13 to go here in the second period. It's been a high-paced, high-octane game so far, and thanks for keeping up with it on the YouTube channel. It's always a pleasure to bring you ASU home games. As the puck goes beyond, and we'll have another face-off. Friesen against Nayland, as it ends up into the hands of Glenn, or the hand, into his glove, and we'll have another.
Last couple of minutes, the puck's been in Arizona State zone. Again, all that pressure is really building up, and another clean draw win by Nayland.
ASU need to win one of these draws, or at least win the puck, to finally catch some breaths, as GCU suffocating at the moment. Huffer. And a shot goes wide again. That came off the stick of Ukele. Back to Ukele it goes. Down low and over to Nayland. It's been about 2 minutes that our heads have been swiveled over here to the left side. Ukele shoots it again and goes off the knee of Franklin, and finally ASU can get it at least back to the neutral zone before Ukele brings it right back into the attacking third, and this one will go all the way down as Franklin will provide some chase before Kabritsky sends it to the other side.
And also with that long change too, Ryan, here in the second period, the Sun Devils really need to get that puck all the way down low in the offensive zone just so they can get all 5 players off the ice in a timely manner.
A loose puck intercepted, and here come the Lopes once again. It's Hansen. He'll shoot, and he'll go off the pad, back up into the air as sticks collide, and ASU can clear. Quast then launches it down, and as you mentioned, we'll have some changes for the Sun Devils. Cummings will dump it low, and now GCU will make some changes. 9 minutes played so far here in the second period. It's a 2-1 ASU.
Yeah, just the Sun Devils still in a bit of a funk. It's really all GCU right now.
Marchant. And now over to the far side is King. We saw GCU be aggressive with how suffocating they can be on the attacking zone, and that's what ended up giving ASU a chance on the counterattack shorthanded, and actually both goals came off the counterattack while we're talking about it, and that's something that maybe GCU will look to change here in the second period to keep the pressure on but not have too much pressure where you leave Kabrinsky all alone back there. Off the face-off draw, here's Tanez as King will launch it forward.
For Arizona State, this line with King, Gross, and Butler have really been a bright spot, and with their tough forward-checking force GCU to dump it all the way down for an icing call. So we'll see now if this line for Arizona State can halt some of that momentum that GCU has been developing and maybe even score a goal here in this offensive zone draw.
A goal here would really bring the momentum back for ASU, who got all the momentum in that first period, but lately the momentum has been for the Lopes. And off the draw, Tanya sends it down low, and no one there for ASU though. Pressure stays on. Butler turns and shoots it wide. And now the Lopes will clear. The bodies collide. You can probably hear that in your living room. Henriksen. Now back up top, Gherkin. Nice pass down low. Shot goes high. We keep playing as King puts it back into the neutral zone.
Good job by Butler near the end of his shift, pressing that GCU defenseman all the way back behind his net again so they can get all those guys off on this long change in the second period.
Into the crease, and a slide tackle by Palmer, able to get the puck back for ASU. Here comes Palmer, full steam ahead. Who's going to win the race? It'll be the goalkeeper, Kubrinski. Nelson. His pass to Misailik. Eventually collected again. Here's Huffer. Down low. Back turn. Shot saved by Glenn. I don't even think he saw the puck. He just threw some limbs at it and is able to keep it out.
All athleticism there by Glenn, using that big frame of his all 6'5".
That might be his best save of the night, and he's had quite a few. He is the reason the Sun Devils are winning. If you look at the shot totals, GCU with more shots, but ASU with more goals.
And something GCU's head coach Danny Roy told us before the game is they really base everything off their forecheck, and there GCU played it to a T, pressuring Arizona State to cough the puck up. That forced that amazing save from Glenn because of that hard work by the forward groupings for GCU.
Pass intercepted as Glenn went for the wraparound pass along the boards. And now GCU again. We've mentioned how Grand Canyon has kept it, and that's been the story of the second period. But maybe a twist to that tale before Kennedy loses his footing, and it'll be GCU puck once again. Nice touch on the skate. Here's Jacobsma into the glove of Nathaniel Glenn. And Mark, what do you hear down there?
Sorry, my mic just cut out. What did you say?
What are you hearing down there between the benches?
Oh, all kinds of chatter. Go blocker side, go glove side. It's, there's a lot of chatter between the benches, but ultimately just a lot of communication from both teams.
Off the draw, Marchant will clear.
Looks to be a hand pass by GCU, as if they make a hand pass in the neutral zone, that's going to be whistled down. And so maybe even a bit of a reprieve and maybe some luck for Arizona State. They have an offensive zone draw now. Again, trying to find ways to get back into this game as GCU has been dominating the second period.
You were talking about football, so there's the hand pass for you. Back in onto the ice we go as the draw in the attacking zone for ASU. And a win at that as the Sun Devils look to apply some pressure. And nobody knew where the puck was before it found the hand of Lewis. A loose puck. Collected by Marchant. Friesen gets bundled into from behind. And it's sent back down low. 7 minutes to play here in the second period. So far, advantage ASU on the scoreboard. Here's Lewis. And now Serchik. Back to Lewis. That's Gherkin who wanted it, but he loses the puck. A couple of oohs and ahs and groans from the fans as King sends it into the mask before Butler slots it back home. Caden Butler makes it 3-1 ASU with his second goal of the night. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And look what I found, says Caden Butler, to make it a 2-goal lead for the Sun Devils.
I'll tell you what, Ryan, that wasn't any sort of luck at all. That was just good hockey IQ from Caden Butler. He was driving hard to the net, just waiting to see if there was going to be a rebound off the shot from his line mate King, and he was able to beat the defensive player for GCU on body position to get right in front if that puck was going to drop down, and sure enough it did. Best line for Arizona State so far, is able to get that 2-goal lead back for the Sun Devils.
A shot for rebound, and Butler kind of pickaxed it through into the back of the net, and a 3-1 lead for ASU as the lead is back up to 2 with 6 minutes to go here in the second frame. Now what needs to change for GCU, as we'll get back to that. Husby inside and into the legs, trying to go 5-hole on Glenn, but a good job by Nathaniel Glenn to close it up and freeze the puck.
Bit of an awkward save by Glenn as he was expecting that puck to go towards his glove side. He ended up using his noggin to stop that puck, but for Arizona State, they got to be careful with GCU. They're, especially in the second period with these long changes. Looks like the Lopes are sending a guy on that far blue line to try to sneak in behind, and it almost paid off for him there. And for GCU, I think it's important for them to not get discouraged. Although on the scoreboard here in the second period, it's 1-1. They've been the better team so far in the second period, so stick with that forecheck, especially in the offensive zone, and really build off of that like they have been.
A 2-on-2 opportunity for ASU as Kwas couldn't quite find the puck and has to dump it through. And it does seem, at least from up here, that there's been some disbelief that they can't really beat Glenn with how good he's been between the pipes. The only goal he allowed, he didn't even know where the puck was because of how well GCU passed it. So we'll see what changes here in the final 5 minutes of the second period, as a loose puck is eventually collected and sent forward by Franklin. He's got it again. Kwas, the intended target on that pass, now wins it. A chance if Friesen got to the puck. He was wide open at the crease. The body slam not called. Will continue playing. Marchant looked to the officials, and now he's got it on his stick. Marchant over to Cameron. Loose stick out in front. Might have played a role in that block shot. As ASU now on the forecheck. Shot is wide. Right in front of Kabrinski. Now Marchant spins and dumps it low. And if there were fans on that far side, one fan would take home a lucky souvenir. And with 4:04 on the clock, we'll have a draw in front of the GCU goalkeeper, Kabrinski.
GCU got lucky there. Number 88, Richard Nelson, for the Lopes, ended up losing his stick during the middle of that exchange in the defensive zone. And fortunate for Arizona State, they were able to possess the puck in the offensive zone, but not really create any great scoring opportunities off of it.
We'll have some delay as both teams get the right personnel out there on the ice.
It's definitely starting to get chippy out here. The referees are yelling at both benches to hurry up on the line change. In fact, the referee just rejected a guy from going on the ice.
That's why we've got you down there, Mark. Thanks for the update. Marchant applying pressure. Goes all the way to the opposite side in front of the ASU bench. Butler looking for his hat trick. Has it now. Marchant. Nice move. And you were talking about how good that line has been, that top line for ASU. King, Gross, and Butler have been on fire. And here is King. Changes for both sides as it's dumped down low once again. Here's Palmer into the neutral zone. 3-on-3 if ASU hurry. Palmer will have it poked away and back to center ice.
It's a little too much by Palmer. Did a great job of getting out of his own zone, but just a little too weak on the pass.
Right in front and into the back of the net it goes. Michael Lewis slots it home for GCU, and that 2-goal lead is now back down to 1.
There was again that GCU forecheck. Good hard work in there that time. It looked to be Husby was in front taking a hard hit, but it was his line mate, Michael Lewis. All three GCU forwards down low in the zone as they sensed that puck was loose underneath the goal line, and coming out with it, a nice finish by Lewis on the backhand side, and GCU getting that 1-goal lead against back.
Michael Lewis, a Fort Collins, Colorado native, gets his first goal of the season, and what better time than right before the intermission break.
Sure didn't look like it. That was a nice finish by him.
Grand Canyon on the attack again as Olsen puts his body on the line and connects with the puck. But still, that forecheck for Grand Canyon is, we talk about it a lot, but that's been happening a lot. Here's Huffer. Down low. It originally seemed to me that ASU had it handled before the puck squirted out and into the path of Lewis. And Glenn really stood no chance. Down low again, got to be careful. 2 minutes to play in the second frame. Huffer intercepted. Here's ASU with a potential 3-on-2. Instead, it's dumped through and changes to follow. Good job by the Sun Devils to keep it down low. Now Marchant. Cross ice pass. Bounced off the blocker of Kubrinsky now. And GCU will have it. And 90 seconds before the break, as Marchant has to be careful here. Puck stays in play. Maybe one more chance for either side before we have that break. Quast. Great pass. Now Marchant shoots it towards goal. And Quast hits the deck, trying to deflect that one goalward. Instead, GCU again on the attack. 45 seconds to play. Shot blocked out in front. And end-to-end we go. Quast visibly exhausted, can't get on the end of that pass. But he'll try his best to keep things rolling for his side as he goes to the bench.
That's whistled down for a hand pass. A really fast ending to the second period, and the Sun Devils are going to have to really clean up in their own zone, as that's happened a few times in this game where all 5 Sun Devils are watching the puck carrier, especially if they're underneath the goal line, and that allows GCU a red carpet right to the center of the slot to have a great opportunity to score on the goaltender, Glenn. I hope the coaching staff for Arizona State between intermissions really communicates that to the team of cleaning up their own zone.
A block out in front and a chance if the puck finds Butler. It does not. Butler was off to the races and maybe would have had a chance at his hat trick before the break. Instead, maybe one more chance, and GCU will just see this one out. Final 5 seconds will end. And that is how the second period ends 3-2 Sun Devils. Lopes with the advantage in that frame, 2-1.
Yeah, and it was a great response by the Lopes as after that first period, Arizona State took advantage of their fortuitous bounces they had, taking that 2-goal lead into the first intermission. But it was a great response by GCU. Really were able to establish that forecheck, which is something that their coach talked about to us before the game started. And for the Sun Devils, against the run of play and the momentum, they were able to get a goal back from Butler, but it was important as well for Arizona State, and they hope to work on, is to just be a little more disciplined in their own zone. As we finish up the period with Mark, and Mark, what did you see down there in that second stanza of play?
Just a lot of fast play, a lot of physicality, and, it's 3-2 at the end of the second period, obviously. GCU wants this game, and they're starting to show it. Definitely, they had that chance at ASU. We saw that very close chance. It was right under the pad with like 2 seconds left, and it was covered. But just fast-paced game. It's definitely getting really chippy. We're starting to see that GCU-ASU rivalry come through. It's very fun to see.
We'll take another 15-minute break before the final 20 minutes here from Mullet Arena, and we'll be back here on the ACHA Hockey YouTube channel.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome back into Mullet Arena for the final 20 minutes between two Arizona rivals. The Arizona State Sun Devils lead 3-2 against the Grand Canyon University Lopes, and it's bound to be a photo finish in this one. It's been back and forth, back and forth. Advantage ASU. We'll see what the final 20 minutes has in store for us, Brett.
Yeah, first period for Arizona State. That period was really up for grabs for either team, and the Sun Devils took advantage of some bounces and some hard work and some good skill as well in that first period, taking the lead. And then that second stanza, a good fight from GCU that was showed as they were dominating, especially offensive zone time, as they were able to claw into this hockey game, only down one as we enter in this third period.
I'm really excited to see what both of these teams have for us. Ryan Sirk, Brett Vaughn, and Mark Gutowski down rinkside as we are set for the final 20 minutes, maybe more. We'll wait and see as to what occurs next. Both teams back out to the top line for the Arizona State Sun Devils. Jake King, Matthew Gross, and Caden Butler, who have been on fire, will start off the final frame of play. I'm sure Coach Austin Klein talked with his side about what to do with this GCU forecheck. That's one way to deal with it. Just launch it down to the other side and force the Lopes retreating backwards.
Also, too, Ryan, that was a good shot by Butler. Again, one of the smartest players in Arizona State, as he read that hard rim was a little too fast of a shot, and he was able to almost catch the GCU goalie napping.
Would have been his hat trick. 2 of the 3 goals have come off the stick of Butler. Here's Gross. He'll drive inside with a nice move, but doesn't get the finish. Would have been one heck of a goal. Savinsky. He'll lose out, and GCU can finally clear. It's been kind of an opposite start for Arizona State, who started off the other 2 frames on the back foot, and now on the front foot, getting some shots away. Here's Marchant. And now the Lopes looking to get back on the front foot.
Sun Devils having trouble again in their own zone on that forecheck by GCU.
Puck is cleared to the neutral zone, but not for too long as it's sent right back into dangerous territory. So what can Arizona State do to kind of counteract this forecheck?
I think one thing for them is to really keep their head up, realize who's around them and the surroundings.
Good pass by Newland, just no one there to finish it off for the Sun Devils. The goals so far for Arizona State have come off the counterattack. We're just about creating those opportunities, and when those opportunities come, finish it off, and that's been the name of the game. Glenn has had the hot hand between the pipes, and Butler has had the hot sticks on the offensive side. Here's Grand Canyon with Henriksen as he gets slammed into the boards. The bodies fall. No hands are up. We'll continue playing. Still no hands. And it's dumped back to the neutral zone. A chance to break for the Sun Devils. The shot goes deflected out of play. Mark, what have you heard downstairs for the final 20 minutes? What should we expect between both sides?
You know, I think you can expect, or the viewers at home especially, can expect a very fast-paced hockey game, especially from GCU. I think it's going to get a lot more aggressive, a lot more trash hockey probably. Also, I think GCU really wants, as you can tell them, they're setting up those plays, but ASU's shutting them down. Their defense has been on point tonight. As long as Glenn, he's played phenomenal in between the pipes tonight.
At this point, it might be bend but don't break for Arizona State. If they can hold on to this small lead, well, they will come out of here victorious. Here come Grand Canyon once again as a shot goes just wide from the crease. That was Huffer, who got himself into a nice spot, just couldn't finish. Kennedy will send this one for icing.
Sun Devils have to be stronger when they're possessing that puck. Floss there, freezing on the last shift, as GCU is able to displace them by using that physicality of theirs off the puck, allow GCU to operate some more and put some more pressure in the offensive zone against Arizona State. I like for the Sun Devils to either get one harder on that puck or two, realize what they're going to do with the puck once they get it, so then they don't have to handle the puck for so long that allows GCU to displace that puck and take it for themselves.
We'll see if they can do what you want, Brett, as a counterattack ensues off the faceoff. Kennedy one-on-one. It will shoot it high and wide. And Kubrinsky will breathe a sigh of relief. Intercepted. Butler goes through three and then eventually cleared out. As Butler seems to be the spark plug that the Sun Devils have needed here tonight. We've had some instances where both of these teams want to fight, but the ruling here in college, you cannot fight unless you want to be ejected from the whole game. One difference between that and the professional leagues. Have had some collision, some naughtiness, but so far it's just been physical and clean for both sides.
Yeah, we don't want that because Mark's already between the benches and there's only room for one in there, not a couple guys.
Exactly. Good point. We've had some penalties, a penalty kill, a shorthanded goal, a power play goal. We've had just about it all so far tonight, and we still have 15 minutes to go as an offensive zone draw for the Grand Canyon Lopes.
I like to touch back what you're talking about. Caden Butler kind of being that key to this ASU's offense. He is leading the team with 15 points. After tonight, it should be 17 unless he gets that hat trick like you were talking about.
Back to the neutral zone goes the puck. At this point, Arizona State need to minimize the mistakes. GCU need to capitalize on any Arizona State mistakes. As a shot goes high, this time off the stick of King. And that top line, Brett, has been all things positive for ASU so far. Down low, now it's Newland who doesn't get a clean shot, but it goes deflected and back outside of the crease. And now GCU can clear a grade 1, grade A opportunity. Now that time for ASU, it wasn't drawn up as you would have expected, but Kubrinsky the first one there.
Kubrinsky's allowed a lot of juicy rebounds off of his leg pads when Arizona State takes shots there, and Cameron's going to be thinking about that one for a little bit as that puck fell right onto his stick. And I think if he just kept that puck on the ice, he could have slid it underneath the goaltender's pads of Kubrinsky, but unfortunate for him, he wasn't able to cash in.
Kubrinsky wields a .934 save percentage, which is absolutely outstanding. On the flip side of things, Glenn, a .906, which is also very good, and that is sure to improve as long as he keeps saving some shots. Newland. A loose puck again, and it goes into the back of the net. GCU capitalize on an ASU mistake and tie things up at 3 goals apiece.
Well, no secret for GCU. Again, this might be their 3rd goal, I believe, Ryan, if you can correct me. That it was, again, a great forecheck by GCU. But that time, when we look at the replay, it was just some actually misexecution by Arizona State between the 2 defensemen as they were trying to go D to D behind the net. And that, with the errant pass, hit the skate of the Arizona State defender right out in front to the stick of Richard Nelson, the Edina, Minnesota native. And we're all locked up at 3.
His 5th goal of the year, and 14 minutes to play. Will those final 14 minutes separate two closely contested sides stay here and find out.
Looks to be a quick penalty right off the whistle. As we'll see, it looks to be a cross-checking call to Cameron Nayland, as he's one of the veterans on this GCU team. That's something Danny Roy cannot be happy about. Your team's clawed their way back in this hockey game with all the momentum, and now you give a cheap penalty to Arizona State to take this lead back.
And we'll see what the power play can do for Arizona State. Were held the last time they were out here. Maybe something has changed. Here's Gross. And now it's Butler. Swung and missed, but the puck evades everyone and goes all the way back.
Couple of changes here with Carson Cooch in on this power play, as Sun Devils are trying to find that right mixture of players to get a scoring opportunity on the power play.
Here's Marchand. Still 1:20 left on the power play. Gross. He gets into the attacking zone. Now, nice pass, but it goes off a stick out in front. Lund dove in front of that shot and got his stick to it. Shot down low. A chance is double saved by Kubritsky and cleared back to center ice and all the way down. Man, that was a great chance.
Beautiful job by Cooch of getting in the goaltender's eyes, and he was right there. Got a couple whacks at it on those second chance opportunities, but Kubritsky doing enough to keep his team in it.
Newland with a full head of steam. Can't connect on the pass, but he gets it back. He'll now aim, then pass. Cameron shoots and into the blocker. Puck stays afloat. Cameron has his pass poked away, and this will bring more time off the power play. 15 seconds to go on the ASU power play. Cameron between two, and that will just about do it for the penalty kill unit of Grand Canyon. And a penalty will go against Nathaniel Glenn, as he stood his ground and checked one of the attacking players. That was Braden Husby, who got ran into.
Yeah, it's going to be interference call by Glenn, as he was a little too much sashaying handling that puck, and he didn't get out of the way. He took a couple beats to just stand his ground, and the back referee was right there to watch it all unfold. And for how poor that penalty was against Nealon for GCU, you could say the same exact thing about that penalty that Glenn took. And so now a couple of seconds remain before GCU's back out on the power play.
4-on-4 is no longer. Now it's 5-on-4 for Grand Canyon. So one power play unit goes off, and now the other power play unit comes on. This time the Grand Canyon University Lopes will have 1:45 to maybe take the lead. Penalty kill unit has been decent so far tonight for ASU. Did give up that one power play goal, but also has a shorthanded goal as Friesen gets a full head of steam and will lose out.
Don't mind that from Friesen. Good hustle of getting that puck all the way down low, trying to have GCU waste their energy of going back in their own zone, then trying to attack against Arizona State.
A jostle for the puck down low. We saw the power play unit score for GCU with a nice pass to the far side that left Glenn sprawled out and unable to save it as he saves this shot. And Mark down there, what are you hearing after it's all tied with 11 to go?
A lot of chatter between players. Like when we saw that cross-checking penalty, he was going to the box, just giving it to him. I mean, they were actually, I don't know if you noticed, but they're nipping it to each other between the boxes.
Not surprised about that. Thanks for that insight, as we have a redo on the puck drop. It's Phillips against Nelson, the most recent goal scorer, as it's won by ASU, and more seconds will wind down. Halfway through the penalty kill for ASU.
Big face-off win by Phillips, as Arizona State has not been that great in the face-off circle tonight, but he wins a big key defensive zone draw.
Another opportunity for ASU to clear, and they do just that. Second penalty kill unit comes on to give the first penalty kill unit a breather with 30 seconds to go on this GCU power play. Henriksen missed times going into the attacking zone. It'll be offside.
So that was an interesting setup on this penalty kill, as they're not really pressuring GCU until they come up into the neutral zone. And some of the benefits of doing that is that with that blue line and the offside rule, that really condenses the zone in the middle for GCU to try to build up any speed, and there it works out to Arizona State's favor, putting them offside.
20 seconds to go in the penalty kill, and it's launched all the way down from one side to the other. Husby, nice pass to the near side. Shot saved by Glenn. The second chance is fanned on. Penalty kill is complete, and we're back to full strength. All tied on the scoreboard and all tied on players out there on the ice, as Tonez keeps it and will launch it for Cameron to step aside.
Arizona State trying to reshuffle the deck as they're trying to get their lines back together after being on the penalty kill, as it's usually a mixed match of players that the coaching staff really trusts out to kill penalties, so they're players that aren't always playing with each other.
Another save by Glenn, and another puck frozen, and there's some more brouhaha for you. You gotta be careful, don't want anyone ejected.
Usually, especially in a tie hockey game, the referees are going to want to stay out of the result and try to let the players determine it out on the ice. And so I expect to see a member of both teams heading to the sin bin. It looks like we are.
And it will be one for each side. For Arizona State, it'll be Keaton Tonez.
And now, too, we'll have 4-on-4 action now, so a little more ice out there for both teams to showcase some of their speed.
This might be a preview of what's to come after the 9:19 to go in this game. It'll be 3-on-3 hockey, potentially. Here's Savinsky behind his own net. Here's Marchant. ASU have to be careful again. They don't want to diddle-daddle down low and lose the puck again.
Not the cleanest entry for Arizona State. They end up coughing that puck up back to GCU now.
Here's Nayland. Now Jacobsma. Forward for Nayland. Doesn't have the beat on Marchand, who stands his ground well. Halfway through the 4-on-4 play. Butler, nice move, and a shoot and score! Gross and Butler combine. It'll be Gross to finish it off. And Butler makes it easy as you like. 4-3 Sun Devils.
That was Gross, and I'm not talking about Matthew Gross. I'm talking about that filthy deke that Caden Butler put on the GCU defenseman. As again, with 4-on-4 play, a lot more space out there. That allowed Butler to showcase some skill on that toe drag through the defenseman. And all Gross had to do, his line mate this time, I'm talking about Matthew Gross, was to go back door and tap it in. Great effort by Butler to set that one up.
Butler making his case for your player of the game, as ASU have 8 minutes to go with the 1-goal lead. Still 40 seconds to go on this 4-on-4 hockey action.
The ASU bench coming with definitely a new kind of light of life coming on after that goal is they're up ahead by 1.
The bodies fall. ASU on a penalty. Now it'll be a penalty, that's for sure, but against the Sun Devils, it'll be 4-on-3, at least for 25 seconds. Who's the penalty on?
Carter Newland. He was a little too aggressive, leaving that stick out there and ended up whacking the leg of the GCU forward, and he tumbles to the ice. That's something that's going to be called 10 times out of 10, especially with the referee right there watching.
It'll be a 4-on-3 power play for Grand Canyon, which is then going to be followed by a 5-on-4 power play for the Lopes. Just 20 seconds on this 4-on-3, and that will help kill one of the penalties for ASU.
Something that doesn't really get worked in practice too much. Usually at the start of the season they do is these 4-on-3 situations because they're just so rare to encounter during a game, but we have one here.
And that will do it for the 4-on-3. It's on to 5-on-4 with Tonez back into the mix. Still a lot of work to do for ASU. 7 minutes to play. 1-goal lead for your Sun Devils. Shot deflected wide by Glenn. It might have been a half shot, half pass. Regardless, Glenn was up to the task.
GCU having some success. They're trying to find that guy sneaking in back door.
Glenn with a nice save and some more extracurriculars.
You can even hear some of the fans getting into it too, as that emotion's really ratcheting up here inside Mullet Arena.
6:48. It'll be an attacking zone draw for GCU. 1:05 left on the penalty kill for Arizona State. And we're approaching the business time of this game, as Marchant can't keep it. Shot into the hands of Glenn, but he allows some spillage, and GCU tie it up at 4 goals apiece.
Crossing pass hurts him again. Arizona State paying attention to everybody down low into the corner. That allows GCU's number 23, Colton Gherkin, to receive that pass wide open in the high slot. And Glenn has to front the shooter and come out aggressively to cut that angle down. And that puck just squirts through, and that rebounds right in front in the blue paint in the crease. And GCU ties it up at 4.
Richard Nelson with his second goal of the night. He's on a hat trick as well. 2 guys with 2 goals. Caden Butler, 2 for ASU, and Richard Nelson, 2 for Grand Canyon. The power play is over thanks to that goal. That's 2 goals off the power play for the Lopes, who have squared things up once again. 6:39 to play. We'll see what changes both sides want to make. Good hustle, but a hand raised.
No secret in what forward grouping head coach Austin Klein trusts is after giving up that goal, he sends out that Butler, Gross, and King line to try to sway this game back into Arizona State's favor.
And right before the biscuit is dropped, we have a whistle as Gross is removed from the face-off circle, and it'll be King who wins the draw. Here's Palmer into center ice. Is there one more moment of magic for either one of these sides, or is this game destined
They like to call
for
it
overtime?
magic.
Searching. Lewis. Now Spring. Some spillage that time by Glenn, but he was able to find it relatively quickly and put his glove on it and freeze the puck.
Mark, what do you think about Arizona State's defensive setup inside their own zone? It seems to be they're giving up too many chances, especially going D-to-D at the point with no forward covering that defenseman.
I mean, yeah, you know, especially in a tight game like this, you want to play a box method, you know, 2 on the tops, 2 on the bottoms, 1 in the center. But, you know, they're not really starting to do that. And I think what they're trying to do is just get this puck out, but they're kind of struggling as they're in their heads. After we saw that goal by GCU, they're kind of, you know, getting down on them.
ASU look to clear, but don't quite get it across the blue line, and GCU will keep the pressure on. Bodies collide with the referee as he tries to maneuver his way out of trouble. And emerging with the puck, a shot that goes high off the stick of Wardis. Puck saved at the blue line by Ukele. Good job by him to keep the pressure on for the Lopes. Henriksen. Not allowing ASU to breathe. Now maybe a chance, and yes it is. Ducharme puts Ukele on his backside, but couldn't collect the puck afterward. Four and a half to play.
For Arizona State, it's going to be an interesting test to see how they manage this 4:25 remaining in this third period of going blow after blow against an opponent. It's tough to try to keep responding and get off the mat and again, but if it's something where they want to try to make a run at nationals, this is the type of game that you have to come out and win and play in and relish in as well.
Do you think either side will want to win this in regulation? Will either side really push forward, or will they just kind of go back to what was going on throughout the game?
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I don't think it's going to really take too much. I think it's just really hard work and trying to see which team's going to make that first mistake, that first blink, if you can, in this stare-down contest between both teams tied at 4.
Cameron, after getting leveled, is back to his feet and applying pressure. 4 to go. A nice puck movement in the crease. The shot goes awry. And it's kept alive by the Lopes. Here's Hansen. All the way around it goes. Up top. Battle for the puck. Back to the neutral zone it goes, and a chance for ASU and GCU to make some changes with ASU in possession behind the goal.
That time for Arizona State, Kylie Ram was puck watching, and that allowed GCU to sneak in that high slot. Again, the Sun Devils are playing with fire if they do not keep their head on a swivel and try to pick up that trailing GCU play in the offensive zone.
Well, Palmer gets hit from behind. No hand goes up. We continue playing. A 2:45 to play. Will we get one, or are we in store for some extra hockey? And now a hand is raised. We'll have a delayed penalty for ASU. That comes right now.
Slashing call on the forward, Richard Nelson. He was in on the forecheck. Nelson's already got 2 goals in this game. He's been contributing positively in the Lopes' favor there. He takes a very undisciplined penalty with 2:34 remaining in this third period. And for virtually the rest of this hockey game, the Sun Devils get to operate a man up. And it could be a costly penalty that Nelson just took for his team.
And no better chance to take the lead than right now for the ASU Sun Devils. Your power play unit back out there. The attacking face-off draw won by ASU. Butler shoots and scores! It might have bounced off somebody's foot. It does not matter as it ends up in the back of the net, and ASU lead once again. A 7-second power play is perfect.
Carson Cooch, he did a great job when he got on the power play earlier in this period, setting up in front. And right there, he gets a nice tip on that point shot from Butler. And what do you know, Arizona State makes GCU pay taking that penalty, and they get the lead back. And now we see
GCU. That's GCU's timeout. I was just going to let you know.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, and what do you think GCU might be talking about, or maybe you could hear what head coach Daniel Roy is saying on that bench?
You know, they're talking about, is get physical, knock people down, get pucks moving, get them in deep, and set up the zone play. I heard him talk about moving the feet a lot more, too. But also, I want to touch back on that goal. From what I saw, I didn't really deflect or anything. It looked like it was a clear shot, went right off the edge of the pad of the goalie.
Interesting. Yeah, you do have a good vantage point down there, Mark. And what I was speaking to earlier in that, Ryan, is that with a undisciplined penalty, especially in the offensive zone, which you never want to take, that flashing call by Nelson on the hands of Tonjes wasn't really going to make a big difference in the hockey game, but instead he puts his team down. And when these games are so close, especially in these rivalry games, a little move or a little error here or there, what's going to really result in a win.
So at what point does Grand Canyon pull their goalkeeper?
First off, they're going to want to get it sustained zone time, which they can because they've showed a good forecheck. But with the puck in the offensive zone, they can't right now.
As he's called into action and he gets a glove on the puck, Butler tried to bring the puck down and might have connected with the goalkeeper Kubritsky. But it's all fine and dandy for the officials.
Yeah, it looked like he took that shot and tried and chase his shot down and just haul a little too fast and knocked the goalie in the head a little bit.
After the puck is frozen, 2:17 to play. A chance for ASU to keep the pressure on and not allow GCU any chances. Nathaniel Glenn has faced 35 shots and saved 31 of them. Has done his part. Butler with 4 points has done his part offensively. King shoots and in to the blocker of Kubritsky. Now ASU will wind things down before a loose puck collected at center ice. Here's Hansen into the attacking zone. 2 minutes to play. Goalkeeper is pulled. It'll be a 6-on-5 for GCU, but a chance here for ASU to ice it. King won't get to it, and it's kept alive by the Lopes. So 1:45 to play.
Jacob Cummings is that extra man out on the ice right now for the goalie.
Down into enemy territory as Ukele's got it. He'll make his way into the ASU side and off the mask of Glenn, who loses his helmet. And that results in a whistle. I don't think I've ever seen a goalkeeper lose his helmet like that, and because you never know what's going to happen. The puck could go flying into his face again. It's good to see he's all right.
Absolutely, that's an automatic whistle in the ACHA. When that goaltender's mask comes off, they will blow it down no matter what's going on in the run of play. And Glenn's actually had to take a couple shots off the noggin tonight, so I wonder if finally that third or fourth one he took loosened that strap up enough to have that helmet fly off. And now it looks to be an Arizona State timeout call to try to get stuff set up defensively as they're having to defend down a man with GCU pulling that goalie in their own zone.
I would like to point out from GCU, Jacob Cummings is the first GCU player to have 100 career points.
Wow, and he's the extra man out up there on the ice to make it 6-on-5 for the Lopes. The number 12 team in the country comes into a hostile environment. Can Arizona State stand strong enough to keep GCU out in the final 90 seconds? That's the question we all want to find out. But we'll have to wait just a little bit longer as both teams talk things over. This face-off has got to be the most important face-off of the night. Am I wrong, Brett?
No, you're absolutely right, Ryan, as Sun Devils haven't been the greatest tonight in the face-off circle, and so it's going to be very poignant for them to try and win this zone draw, as it's going to be to the left of the goaltender. Glenn, usually you see a left-hander in the circle and look to be that way as Gross is coming in for the Sun Devils.
Well, what I heard during that timeout is ASU's plan to just get that puck down onto the other side of the ice, whether it's an ice or not.
And here we go. 90 seconds to play. The frozen biscuit is dropped, and GCU will have it. Ukele, bodies collide, as does the puck, but we continue playing. Jacobsma, loose pass finds Ukele. Nelson, and a loose puck goes back into the neutral zone. A chance for ASU to get fresh bodies out there on the ice. 60 seconds to play. ASU will launch it back down. It'll be kept alive by Gherkin. And now Ukele, loose puck again. 50 seconds to play. Newland applying pressure. Gherkin, nice move inside, and a shot goes just wide of Glenn. And standing strong is Nathaniel Glenn with 40 seconds to play. What a nice move by Nelson. He just couldn't finish it. 35 to play. And look, Taylor made for his hat trick. Instead, a loose puck collected just in time by Spring. He'll bring it into the attacking zone. 20 seconds to play. Shot goes wide. Can ASU see this one out? 15 to go. Another shot. And another shot goes wide. 10 to play. Photo finish, nail biter, and that should just about do it. ASU will win this game 5-4 for the Sun Devils in what was back and forth, but ASU never trailed in this one and gets its rightfully deserved 5-4 victory. Your initial thoughts, Brett?
What a game for all these fans here in attendance at Mullet Arena. We're able to take in as it was back and forth. Looked like Arizona State had the upper hand after the first period of play. But then credit to GCU. They're not ranked 12th in the nation for nothing, as they showed a lot of fight, a lot of heart tonight as the away team here in Tempe to battle back into the game. But the Sun Devils, especially that top line that we saw with Gross, Butler, and King, able to come out and really propel Arizona State to a victory tonight.
Absolutely, and it started with the underhand goal, you could call it, or the short-handed goal. That's the word I was looking for. I've been talking a lot tonight, just was at a loss of words.
You have a lot of action we've had tonight, Ryan.
Oh, my goodness. That goal by Kylie Ram really set things up for success for ASU, and then Butler did the rest with 4 points on his own. And eventually ASU gets the job done, and who knows what this might mean in the future for this ASU program as they look to make it to nationals.
Yeah, this is going to be a big game. A lot of games coming up, but especially against somebody that's above you in the rankings. If you get that win in regulation, that's going to mean a lot by the computer in terms of trying to get to nationals.
And Mark, what are your final thoughts for tonight's great game that you had the best seat in town for?
Amazing game. It started off with ASU getting on the board first, and then it was a tight game ever since then. And then, they got that our play and they made it 5-4. I mean, amazing game, fast pace. We saw the rivalry come out for sure. Like you were saying, it started off a little sluggish. By the second half of that first period, we had a hockey game, and it was a great one.
Absolutely. And what's even better, we have another game tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Brett, you'll be here. Niall Cooper will be in my shoes. Excited to watch that one from home. I can't wait for that one.
Absolutely, yeah. By the amount of effort and intensity we saw tonight, we expect that, especially from the GCU, of being able to try and right their wrongs after losing tonight.
ASU improves to 7-11-2 on the year. GCU drop to below 500, 9-10. Not really where you expect the Lopes to be, but still a lot of time to switch things around. And what do you want to see tomorrow from both sides?
Yeah, for Arizona State, I think for them to, again, clean up in their own zone, not try to give away easy chances to the opponent. And for GCU, what we saw in that second period, I'd like to see them play that for a full 60 minutes. I think it's a really tough team, and especially that forecheck to handle for any of the teams that we see in the ACHA. And so for GCU, just go back to the basics, working hard on the forecheck, and that's where they get their offense generated from.
And one final question for you, Brett. Who is your player of the game?
A lot of honorable mentions tonight. Nathaniel Glenn did a great job, especially in that first period, to keep Arizona State in it. But I have to give it to Caden Butler. as he was able to showcase his skill, what he brought to this Arizona State team, a sophomore this year, and with a couple of good individual efforts, really took ASU to the next level and above GCU tonight.
And Mark, one last thing from you. What would you like to say?
I just got the coach said we can go ahead and grab a quick interview with the game-winning goal scorer, Cooch.
All right, perfect.
So we'll be back with that. We're going to kind of wait for these fans to get out. It should take like 2 minutes, and we'll be down there.
All right, that gives me a chance to run down some of the numbers for you of the goal scorers, points getters, all of that sorts of thing. So Tyler Riley Ram scored the first one shorthanded, followed by Caden Butler, make it 2-0 ASU, but quickly GCU fought back and scored with Cummings, make it 2-1 into the intermission. And then out of the intermission, make it 2-2. Grand Canyon scored another one with Lewis, and then Arizona State fired back with another Butler goal to make it 3-2. Tied things up at 3 goals apiece with Nelson scoring 1. And then another goal, this time from Gross, make it 4-3 ASU. And Nelson then made it 4-4. We thought we were destined for extra time, overtime, before a game-winning goal off the stick, off the skate, whatever it might have bounced off of for Carson Koosh to make it a 5-4 Arizona State. And that's the quick recap for you. We'll get you down to the locker room here shortly with Mark Katowski and with Carson Koosh in just a matter of time here on the YouTube channel.
All right, we're live here from Tempe. We have Cooch here. You had the game-winning goal. How does that feel? Break down that play for us a little bit.
So I mean, it feels amazing, but so off the draw, Gross won it back to Butts. Butsy faked the pass over to Marchant, and then decided to rip it, and was kind of in the way a little bit. Lifted up my knee, and it just banked right off my knee and in. So I mean, once I saw it in the back of the net, it was pretty good sight, especially with only 2 minutes left. But
Now, obviously, they call it the duel in the desert. It's kind of a GCU rivalry. Can you explain what it was like being on the ice during that?
well, I guess just growing up in Arizona and just actually being part of this, growing up in Flagstaff, seeing GCU go up and NAU and all that stuff, it's pretty fun to be a part of, especially being a local boy. So I mean, it feels great. It feels great, especially the duel in the desert and the Cactus Cup. Just playing any home games here, it's always fun.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you enjoy this win and come back tomorrow, I guess.
Awesome, thank you.
A great interview. Mark, thank you so much for tuning in.